Hello everybody, welcome to another Rick's Picks. Today I'm going to be doing my review of the Masters of the Universe New Eternia figure Beastman by Hasbro. Now this is the first version. They just recently came out with a second version of him. I do have that and I'll probably be reviewing that soon. But I wanted to do this one first because first off, he looks really interesting. I've been loving the whole New Eternia line. I don't think there has been a bigger part of this wave yet that I haven't liked. So I'm really interested to see how they do this Beastman. So first off, I want to thank everybody who subscribed. You're very much appreciated. And for anybody who likes this video and hasn't subscribed, then I please ask that you subscribe as well. And check out my Masters of the Universe playlist. So without any further ado, let's get to the review. Alright, so here he is in packaging. For the most part, you got your standard Masterverse packaging here. So first off, you got your 30 points of articulation, your skew. You get this open window so you can see him, all his accessories. You got your age restriction, 40 years of Masters of the Universe. You got your New Eternia logo, Beastman, and Mattel. When you look at the top here, you got the Masterverse. Alright. Spin them around to this side. You got Beastman. Alright, Savage Henchman. Come to here. Glare off there a little bit. There we go. You get some pretty cool artwork. I do like this artwork. You got New Eternia up in the corner. You get a little bit about him. Everybody that's part of this wave. And Mattel. Come around this side here. Oops. You get this nice head sculpt. I do like that head sculpt picture. And another profile picture. So that's some really cool artwork. I really do like this artwork. Spin back around here. And last but not least, you got your legal and skew. So with all that being said, let's open him up and see what he's about. Alright, so here he is out of package. First off, he looks really cool. He's really massive. I like the overall profile to this figure. So first off, we're going to go through his points of articulation. So the head does move. You got a shoulder joint here with a swivel. Oops, that came down. Oh, he has an elbow joint. All right. And a wrist joint. This needs to sit a little bit tighter up here. All right. He does have a joint right here in the torso, right under his ribs. You don't get a lot of movement because of how his armor is on him, but it is there. And he also has a hip joint. There it goes. All right. Spin him around this way. He has a thigh joint with a swivel. He has a knee joint. All right. An ankle joint. It doesn't want to move, but it is there. All right. Now his wrist guards seem to fit a little bit loose, like his gauntlets here. They slide around a little bit. But with that being said, let's start getting into his finer details. So first off, the head sculpt on him is pretty cool. He has that basic Beastman white and blue. You know, I don't know if that's meant to be like war paint or a tattoo on his face. But he does have that coloration on him, and it looks really cool. So you got that side. And then this side. All right. And he has this furry armor. Something almost similar to what Grizzlor had, the New Eternia Grizzlor. Actually, he's not a New Eternia. He's a Princess of Power figure, but basically the same lineup. So he has that. I like how the armor looks with his skull in the middle. That looks really cool. And then he has his piece here in front of his loincloth as well. And he has this really cool armor on his legs. I do like the leg armor. That looks really neat. And you spin him around to this. Oops. Little top heavy. So you spin him around to this side. You can see, you know, the side of his armor here. All right, bring the shoulder piece down. Let's lift this up. So you can see like he has the classic spikes here on his shoulders and one spike here on this arm. Bring him around this way. Lean him forward a little bit. He has a spot right here for his weapons. All right, probably that club that he comes with. Spin him around here. The legs and everything are pretty much the same. Bring this arm down. But on this side, he has a 2 spiked arm gauntlet instead of a 1 spike. And so forth. So he's a really cool looking figure. I do like the overall look to him. All right. So now that we got into all that, let's look at all his different accessories. So first off, comes with his helmet. That looks pretty cool. It's almost like some sort of pig wolf type creature helmet. He comes with 2 holding hands. So he comes with this one. And this one. He comes with the traditional Beastman armor. I actually do like the look to this. This looks pretty cool as well. He comes with a spike club. I do like that. That looks pretty wicked. And last but not least, he comes with his standard whip. Now this they just use like a nylon cord for the whip, but it works. So now let's see how all this works with them. So first off, let's take his hands off. All right. I was going to take the armor off, but I want to wait on that because of the factor the club goes on the back. So we're going to want to see how that's going to work. All right. Get that back up there on that arm. Now this one. Whoops. Dang, have it. All right. So there we go. All right. So both of his holding hands are on. There's no issues with that. All right. Now he does have soft hands. And I like when toy companies make the hands soft. Because when they do that, it just makes it so the weapons can just slide in a lot easier. So you're not sitting there fighting with them, trying to get them in or using hot water. They just pop right where they need to be. So, as you can see, both weapons fit in his hands fine. I have no issues with either of his weapons. Now let's spin this around to the back here because I feel like one of these should be fitting back here. So let's start off with the club. Let's see if this will fit in this little spot here. Nah, absolutely not. The club will not work there. So what I'm thinking is, I guess this sits like this. You can wrap it up like that. So you can definitely fit the whip on there. All right. So the handle piece just slides into that piece right there, and it works. What doesn't work is him trying to stand. There we go. And then of course you got your little helmet piece. Fits on there pretty cool. I do like that. I think that's a pretty neat look overall. So now the last thing we got to look at with him is his traditional Beastman armor. Let's pop this off. Let's get the whip off of there. All right. So there's a piece here that unbuckles. All right. And this should just pull up over the head and around. All right. So that actually came off pretty easily. Let's take a quick minute to look at him without the armor. So that's that other joint I was talking about underneath the ribs. Moves a little bit freer now that we have that armor off. So now let's do the traditional. All right. Hopefully this will pop on without having to take the head off. Which I think it should. I don't see why. I might have to pull the head off. All right. Well, the head came off pretty easily. Alright. This fastens in the back like that. Eventually, which way does it go? This way. Okay. No, it's supposed to go this way. There it goes. All right. All right, so there we go. So now he has the more traditional looking Beastman look. And I like this look. I think this looks really cool too. So that's going to be the hardest thing with this guy is deciding, do you want to do the real big furry armor or do you want to go classic Beastman? So let's get into my final thoughts with this guy. So first off, his joints work pretty well. I didn't have any issues getting any of his joints to work. All his weapons swap out very easily. His hands are softer plastic, so the weapons just slide in and out very easily. I love when toy companies use softer hands so you could get the weapons in and out without using any kind of heat. So I really do like that. I think that was really cool that they did that. And his overall look is great. I love the overall look to this figure. I think he looks really cool. I love the attention to detail on him. I have no real issues with this figure. You know, now it does have this armor, and then you got the real fluffy armor. So I think probably my one issue with this guy is trying to decide which one you want to display him with, because I like this look on him, and I even like the more furry looking armor. I think that looks cool. So probably a lot of collectors will probably wind up buying two of him, so to have him displayed like this and have him displayed the other way. But you know, I'm probably going to go with this version just because I'm more of a traditionalist. You know, I've been a He-Man fan since it started. So I'm used to my Beastman looking this way. So I might keep to this look with him, or I might swap it out in and out every now and again. But for the most part, he's a cool looking figure. So the question is, would I recommend him? Yes, I would. So far, I have not had any issues with this new Eternia line. A lot of these figures look really good. They have some really nice detail to them. They have sort of a traditional look, but they also use some concept art stuff for some of these as well. So I like the overall look to him. I would highly recommend him to go with your Masters of the Universe collectible. So with that being said, I hope you all did like this review. If you did, go ahead and check out my Masters of the Universe playlist and hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it really helps this channel grow. So until the next one, late.